Hi, welcome to Sheepish, episode 22. Today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2013, for a few more minutes at least. And my name is Holly. So, how have you guys been? It's been a busy week or so since we've last talked. Trying to think, it's been one of those weeks. Well, we had a short week. Labor Day was the first here or the second. Yeah, the second here in the US. Um, so last week was a short week and trying to fit everything that could possibly be done at work in a short week. Just a little bit, yeah, may have resulted in a teensy bit of retail therapy. But yeah, so I hope it's been a great week for you. We've got a lot to do today, or really, it seems like a lot to me, but that's just because I haven't recorded in a while. Um, we've got a drawing to pull for. Lots of stuff to kind of go over. There's been some stash enhancement. So let's go ahead and get started. On the current roster, something you guys have seen a bit of and living in the Downton Abbey bag from Jessalou, the Bondi Socks. And so this is the second of the socks. And if you remember, this is done using the Madeline Tosh Tosh sock in the sea water. Yeah, I can't remember what the colorway is. It's actually, I know, in the show notes from the last few times that I've shown it. So definitely take a look there because I can't remember what it is right now. It's not sea glass. It has something to do with the beach or the sea. Anyway, the last time you saw it, it was about here. I didn't stick a stitch marker in or anything on that, but it was about here, and I made a bit of progress. So I knit through that. I actually knit through here, so about midway through the heel when I had a hair appointment. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. And then I finished up the rest of the heel flap this past Sunday. So pretty much after I got to this point, I didn't pick it up again until Sunday when I went to get my oil changed. And then I finished off the heel flap, came home, turned the heel, and just started picking up, and I'm in the process of decreasing down. So these are going to be for my mom. I still have yet to rip out the toe and start knitting back on the first sock because I want to get this second sock done completely first. And so now that she knows that these are for her, I can have her try them on. And I'll probably do that at some point this week. Yeah, so I can actually knit them down to a point where I can start seeing how long her foot actually is. I have got, this looks like it's so much more than it is, but it's such a squishy flat ball. That's what's left from the first sock and most of the second, so I should be fine. I made the cuffs on these a little shorter than I normally would because I was afraid that I'd run out. So I'm still going to have leftover on that. So there is that. So it hasn't gotten a lot of attention or love. So I'm going to put that back there because something else may have jumped on the needles. However, you guys know about this because I asked you guys about this. I did the poll. So I gave you a poll on the Rav group. I started that thread and asked for you guys to help me pick my next sweater. For the longest time, this was the one. I mean, granted, not a lot of people voted, and that's fine. But for the longest time, this was the one that was running at the forefront. Last time I looked at that poll, which has been a while because it's not relevant anymore. I think that it was like a three-way tie, and yeah. And the fourth sweater was just down by one vote. Yeah. Excuse me. So I am knitting. Well, I'm gonna pull this. Sorry about that for leaning out of frame. But this is living in my Yarnivore bag that I got when I ordered 3 braids of fiber from Sadie from Knitter's Nightmare, also Yarnivore from the Yarnivore podcast. She put them in there. So I decided to cast on the Narragansett sweater. You guys, I don't know. I'm going to just show you that because that's not really showing anything. So that's the project pattern. So it's designed to be kind of off the shoulder, or at least a really wide boat neck. And I like that look. However, I knew that it was going to be a little bit too big for me up there if I'd knit my bust size. And excuse me, one of the things that Amy Herzog says in her Fit to Flatter series is that when you knit sweaters, you should knit them for your upper bust. You can always add increases and do shaping. So I did that. So my upper bust being 41 inches-ish, and the closest was 42, so I cast that on and then increased out to a 46. Yeah, I'm going to lean back. I've gotten a lot of work done on this. Part of it is that it's a worsted weight, and I am just motivated to actually knit on this. Part of it is that the yarn is beautiful, and I am actually being good. I am being good with the yarn. I've been alternating skeins. The only place I did not alternate was on the ribbing because that would have driven me bat-s crazy. But I've been alternating skeins. And while I can see probably more than anybody else can, I've been alternating them down this path. And you can kind of see in here all of my floats carrying them up. I am doing these over every 3 rows rather than every other row. I started off when I rejoined in the round, once I separated the sleeves, to every other row, and I hated the way that looked. It just pulled a little bit too much. So I'm alternating every 3rd row. When I'm bringing up the yarn, I'm actually starting it off with a yarn over that I drop on the next round. And I saw that in a few Ravelry threads, actually, when Amy from Knitting in Circles, when she did hers last year? Yeah, she was having a similar problem with seeing the seam. And so she ripped it out and did it again, and I basically followed a bunch of threads. So I went back to her project page, and she linked something, and then I followed a couple of threads, and I came to that, and it works like a charm. I mean, yeah, you can kind of see it, and it kind of is loose. It's loosey-goosey until you actually pull it up, and then it just kind of all evens out. But yeah, so I've made a lot of progress on this. It actually fits. I tried it on right before I did my decrease in my shaping row, because I only did one decrease, or one set of decreases. But I tried it on right before because I was wondering if I was going to have to knit it any longer because, yeah, I got some real estate. But no, I didn't. I am actually really happy about that. So I'm knitting this mostly a pattern. I've done my second set of shaping rows, which is basically the increase back out. And now I'm just knitting until I get to, excuse me, I'm going to show you that again, until I get to, oops, that bit right there. So we'll see. I'm going to have to hold this up, see if I want to knit it longer than the pattern suggests. It is supposed to be a slightly cropped pullover, or if I want to knit it just a pattern. We'll see. But it's coming along nicely. I've actually found that I've wanted to knit on this more than anything else right now. I was still taking it to work when it was shorter, obviously, and I was just doing the increases. So I was taking that to work then, but once I separated out the sleeves and rejoined the body, and that grew, I did almost all of the 3 inches I needed to do that first night after I separated the sleeves. So yeah, it's no longer a take to work project. Sad. But that means I'll be working on the Bondi sock more. So yay! Which means that no, there's nothing that's joining the alumni roster. Well, I would like to, and hopefully both of these projects will join it soon enough. Yeah. Nothing this week. So that brings us to stick handling. It's been a decent spinning week. I actually, speaking of Sadie from Yarnivore, Knitter's Nightmare, she's Blue Ruin on, she's Blue Ruin on Ravelry. I had purchased 3 braids from her. This is one of those braids all spun up, and let's see if we can get it to focus. Really? Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. This is her 100% Polworth. I do not remember what she calls the base. And that's going to drive me nuts until I find that label, and it's here somewhere. But it's her 100% Polworth in the Berlin colorway, and I'm really pleased with how this turned out. It was spinning up, for the most part, fairly even and fairly even, definitely fairly fine. So I Navajo plied this just because I can. And my Navajo plying skills definitely need work. Okay, really? Come on. Okay, this really doesn't want to show you. I would have to say sport weight. There are some plies that are definitely finer than others. This has obviously not been washed. I actually finished plying this on Sunday, and I just haven't removed it from the bobbin yet. So I'm going to do that and give it a good wash this week. And hopefully I'll be able to tell you how many yards I have-ish. But that meant that something else needed to go on the wheel. And if you guys remember last time that I recorded, I had shown you guys those fibery tribbles from Gourmet Stash. Well, I got 2 bags of the 2 ounces, so I had a total of 4 ounces. And I decided that I was going to join what was that? I was going to join the Yarn Raising podcast. Wow, brain, it's late. The Yarn Raising podcast's New to You Spin Along. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. Malia suggested, since I had said that I need to really learn how to use a spindle and use it well, so I can make pretty fiber or pretty yarn. Yeah. I'll do that eventually. She suggested that. However, I wasn't sure and I wasn't going to join in. And then I realized the fibery tribbles fit the bill perfectly. So I ordered another 2 ounces, so I now have 6 ounces of the fibery tribbles in the undisclosed Emerald Desires colorway from Gourmet Stash, and they are fabulous. Oh, come on, you've got to focus. There we go. So you can see how you've got all this teal and the emeraldy greens that's blended in, and the black and the natural white in the fiber. It's gorgeous. This is a merino silk bamboo alpaca Angelina blend. And I have worked with merino silk, bamboo, and Angelina because I believe all of those blends were in the hobbledehoy batlets that I did, or the classic bats I think they're called, which I want to get more of because those were fun. So the plans are I'm going to spin each 2 ounces on its own bobbin, and I'm going to do a classic 3-ply of them. I've never actually done a true 3-ply on anything. I've done Navajo ply, I've done 2-ply, but I've not done a 3-ply. So yeah, this should be fun. I started spinning it tonight. I'm not taking it off the wheel, and the last time I tried to put the wheel up, it was a little unwieldy. Sorry. Yes, I'm finding myself really amusing right now. Anyway, so I'm not going to pull the wheel up. However, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a picture of it up there because I posted it earlier. So it's beautiful. It's spinning up really, really thin, like to the point where I'm afraid it's going to break, which is why I'm really glad that I'm going to do a 3-ply. There are some parts that are slightly thicker than others. I'm still maintaining like a lace weight, I'd say. That's a wild guess, but I'm thinking I'm maintaining about like a cobweb to lace weight in just the singles. So this should be interesting. I'm yeah, really excited to see how that comes up. These are done. These are like little mini bats. I was undoing them earlier today going, oh my gosh, that's how they're done. But yeah. And then you've got basically 2 strands of top, I guess roving top. I'm not sure which is which in this. These shed like a mofo. There really is no other way to say that. These shed like you wouldn't believe. But it's creating such a pretty fiber. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I will have more to be able to show you, or at least one of the, well, I should have one of the bobbins to be able to show you guys next time. But yeah, so that's stick handling. I know. There's been a little bit that we can add to the scouting report. A little bit of stash enhancement, not too much. One of the things that I can't show you because it's upstairs and I can't find it right now. I got the self-striping Goonies colorway. I Smell Ice Cream from Highland Handmaids, and that's a chunk colorway, Goonies. If you know the movie, you know the line. And that's what I picked up when she did her mini self-striping update a while ago, and love it. But I promptly put it away and hid it from myself, apparently. I'll find it. I'll show it to you when I find it again, probably in the next week or so. But that's not all. Well, and you saw part of it because I got the 2 ounces from Gourmet Stash, and those 2 ounces are the ones that I'm actually working with because they were easy. Yeah. I managed to catch a loop update. I follow Steph from Loop on Twitter and on Facebook. I think I follow her on Instagram too, if she's on there. I don't know. But I follow her and she followed me back, and that was all. I get very happy and squeeful when people that I admire, whether, for whatever reason, excuse me for a second, follow me back on social media. It's kind of awesome. And I'm like, oh, yay! So she posted that she was having an update, and I managed to catch the update. Now, I was good. I only got 2 of the bullseye bumps. Yeah. She sent along this little sample fiber. I'm not sure what it actually is, but it's so pretty and it's soft. The first one that the first one I threw in my cart was this. This is the Vixen colorway. I'm gonna do that. Bring this out. So it goes from, whoops, the light peaches into the pinks, into this beautiful wine, and this, it's black. I mean, it may be like a very, very dark purpley black, but it really looks black to me. I'm not a peachy person. I can do pinks and wine colors, but I'm not very much a peachy person. However, I loved this so much that I didn't care. So I'm looking forward to spinning that. That is Merino Bamboo, Tessa Silk, and Angelina. So that should be fun. And I couldn't just get one. I really couldn't. This is the Sea Breeze colorway. Do you detect a theme? Apparently I really want to go to the beach. And so we've got this bluish gray, like this tealy gray, into this brighter teal and into the greens. So you've got like a spring green in there, then the grays. So you've got a darker gray or like a mid gray and a very light gray going into white. They look so awesome. I immediately tweeted Steph and was just like, oh my God, somebody take Etsy away from me, because really, somebody needs to take Etsy away from me. This is a Merino Nylon Angelina blend. I'm very into the sparkle lately. I don't know why. That's not usually me, but. So there's that. And then I finally got my Mad Tosh Sweaters Magnolia Society shipment in. Sorry about the crinkling, but there's no way around that. I had to keep it from the cat somehow. Sorry, because that's really attractive, me making faces, right? So this is, so I got a sweater's worth of their dandelion. And that looks really kind of gray and black, but it's really got this purple. Oh, there we go. There we go. Like this purple in there. And it's really just an overwash. Like you've got the black, you've got the purple, you've got like the natural, but it just all has that beautiful, beautiful purple. So this is the dandelion base in it's 90% merino, superwash merino, and 10% fine linen. Not sure what makes it, yeah, whatever. And it's 325 yards, and I have, I believe, 5 skeins of these, of this. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's lovely. It's really lovely. Nope. I was looking at their board, the Mad Tosh board on Ravelry, and they've got the Magnolia Society board, sorry. And people were posting what they got, and I need to take a picture and post there. I totally forgot what color I got that, but it's beautiful. It was a nice surprise because I'd done the colors months ago. So it was a nice surprise. I'm really glad. It's not a color I would normally gravitate towards like if I saw it in the shop. So if I saw it in person, I'd kind of go, I don't know, but I think that it's beautiful and I'm really glad. Now, I don't know when I'm going to knit it. We won't talk about the sweater quantities of fingering that I own. I'm not going to talk about that. But there are fingering weight sweaters on the horizon. So, trying to think if that was it. Pretty much, I'm waiting on an order from Kiki from Yarn vs. Zombies because I placed an order and I'm part of her geek club. So, your geek treat club. So, yeah, Doctor Who stuff coming my way. So, yeah, that just brings us to what's making me happy. Well, one of the things, told you I'd talk about it. Yeah, I have very short hair now. Well, not very short. I thought that we were going to go a lot shorter. But I decided a couple weeks ago that it needed to be done. I needed to get my hair cut. I've been talking about it forever. It was kind of long and just didn't do anything. I have super straight hair and it wants to naturally part in the middle, which is not necessarily attractive. Yeah, so, and I just kind of grew it out just to grow it out and get it super long. And then all I did was ever pull it back. Will I grow it out again? Probably, because that's just how I roll. But I'm really liking the shorter hair. It's taking me a little bit of time to get used to it. Took me almost a full 7 days for me to not use too much shampoo. It's actually a fairly easy style because while I own a hairdryer, don't know where it is. Have no clue. Because it's really one of those, I'm very wash and wear. Like with long hair, I'd wash it, dry it off, or towel dry it, and then just pull it back. Now it's just basically I towel dry it, throw some product in there, throw some mousse, and I'm done. Yeah, so yay. What else is making me happy? Well, hi, new shirt. tfury.com. I don't know if any of you go there or not, but they've got some really good, very cool shirts, t-shirts, and I love t-shirts. I have so many, but I love them. I live in them for the most part when I'm not working. But they have some really cool shirts and lots of Doctor Who theme, lots of Big Bang Theory. They've got Star Trek theme ones. They, pretty much just about any pop culture reference you can think of, they've got a shirt for, or they have had a design for. So this, I believe, was a previous design. Like they do designs for a day, for 24 hours. And they've got some that are in the gallery that you can buy. But like their design of the day is 24 hours and it's taken down after that. I happened to catch this during the 24 hours. And I think that this was one that was brought back for 24 hours. But yeah, it's Doctor Who. Rose Tyler. I may have ordered a couple more t-shirts. You'll see them in future podcasts. But yeah, tfury.com. Love them. Hate the shipping though. They offer 2 options for shipping, and one is like a super cheap option. Like one, I think that the super cheap option was like $3. UPS mail, which means that they say it'll take anywhere from 3 to 10 business days, and they'll take all 10 of those business days to get it to you. Or you can, like, if you've got like, when I got this, the other option was UPS delivers it, and it would get to you in 3 to 5 business days, and it was delivered by UPS, but it cost over $10. That's half the price of the shirt. I went the cheap route. It took forever. They took every bit of those 10 business days to get it to me. But I was really happy when I got it, so yay. Oh, before I forget, let's go ahead and draw for the August Socks. We had a total of 32 posts, but we did have some chatter in there, which yay. So if I hit a post that's just chatter, we'll draw again. But the 30-second post was me answering somebody, so I'm not counting that. So I am doing this. Let's see if, let me pull up the camera again, because, okay. We'll see if we can get this. I have entered in, whoops. Okay, really? Okay, it's not going to show you, but it's numbers 2 to 31, because the first post was mine. Okay, done. And post 14. So let's see, that's obviously on page 1. Scroll down. And of course, that's chatter. So let's go ahead and do it again. So post 23. All right. And that is Katie 89. So Katie, that's Debbie from Elizabeth, Australia. So Debbie, congratulations, you won. And these are her second pair of socks that she's ever made, and she did them for her son who's got a size 15 foot. As I told you in the thread, that's love. Size 15 foot. But yeah, definitely go to the thread if you haven't actually taken a look at the thread, and take a look at those socks, because they're for a size 15 foot. So yay. So Katie 89, if you see this, I'm going to give you a week so you can be surprised. So if you see this within that week, PM me. PM me your, what colors you like to work with in sock yarn. Yeah, and I will pick something out just for you, and PM me your address, obviously. So hooray, yay, congratulations. I wanted to get that done, because if I had just kind of kept going, I was going to forget about that. So yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. It's just been a really busy couple, week and a half for me. Just kind of seems like everything's happening all at once. But yeah, so I am gonna go ahead and end this here. If you'd like to reach me, you can do so you can email me at sheepishpodcast@gmail.com. I am on Ravelry as Knit Girl. No numbers, spelled conventionally. I am on Twitter and on Plurk as Sheepish Podcast. I am on Instagram as KnitGirl726. So please feel free to follow me on any of those. And yeah, I'd love to hear a bit more from you guys. Thank you guys for actually taking over some of those threads. The Enable Me thread, it's just gotten started, and there are already things that I absolutely want. Yeah. So I'm really hoping that you guys are getting enabled by that thread too, because it's kind of awesome. I am physically restraining myself from going over to Storied Yarns right now and placing an order. So please go see Jess at Storied Yarns. Place an order, because that means that I can't buy it. There's lots of lovely fiber. Lots of lovely fiber. I've basically been making myself be good, because I do want to have money for the Highlands on the Fly retreat. Yeah. So please Go to the Enable Me thread, look at everything, buy all the things so I don't have to. Yeah, really. All right, have a great week. I will see you next week. I am definitely going to be recording next week. I know this for a fact. Don't ask me how I know this, but I know this. So I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.